When you share the term business security, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For a lot of folks, it's probably stress, right? More alerts, more tools to juggle, just more complexity. It feels like this constant battle, when really, it should be about feeling safe. So today, we're going to look at a totally different way to think about all this.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Does this feel familiar? The constant pings, the endless warnings, that sinking feeling that your so-called protection systems are actually just creating more chaos than they prevent. If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone.
And here's the thing, it's not you, it's them. The truth is, the old way of doing security is just fundamentally broken for how we work today. It was designed for a much simpler world, and frankly, it's just not cutting it anymore.
I mean, look at this. This slide right here, this is the core of the problem. Traditional security is just noisy. It's always reactive, which means it only jumps in after something's already gone sideways. And this leads to what we call alert fatigue. You get so many notifications that you just start to tune them out, including the ones that actually matter. It's so focused on what you're doing, it completely misses the bigger picture, the why. And the worst part? We're all juggling so many different fragmented tools that it actually slows down the real work we're trying to do. It's a mess.
But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. What if there was a different approach? An approach that's actually based on bringing you clarity instead of more chaos? Well, that's exactly where we're going.
So let's dive into this new philosophy. This isn't about just slapping another complicated tool on top of the pile. No, this is about introducing a completely different kind of protection, one that's designed from the ground up to be calm, quiet, and just work.
I absolutely love this image because it just nails the whole concept. Think of Shield AI like a silent co-pilot. It's not grabbing the controls from you or yelling in your ear. It's just sitting there next to you, quietly watching the signals, keeping an eye on the instrument panel, helping you navigate. It's a trusted partner, not a micromanager.
So, okay, what is Shield AI officially? Well, in simple terms, it's a protection layer for the business side of things. Its entire job is to spot the signals of potential fraud, help manage operational risks, and identify threats to trust. And, this is the key part, it does all of this without all that creepy, intrusive monitoring we've come to expect.
So you're probably wondering, how in the world does it do that? Well, this is the secret sauce. It all comes down to one really powerful idea: watching the signals, not the content. Let's really break down what that means, because it's a game changer.
This chart just lays it out so clearly. The old way, that's like having a security guard who reads every single one of your private emails and messages. It tracks your every keystroke. It's all about surveillance. The Shield AI way, totally different. It's like a security guard who doesn't care what's in your mail, but definitely notices if someone is trying to reroute a package to a super sketchy address. It's looking for abstract patterns, context, and weird behavioral stuff, like a payment request coming in at 3 a.m. from a new vendor. Privacy isn't an afterthought. It is built in from the very beginning.
And that is why this is such a big deal. This whole signal-based method means it's genuinely safe to use in places where trust is everything. We're talking professional services, legal, finance, basically any business where client privacy is absolutely non-negotiable.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the fun stuff, the how. Let's actually look at the tools that make up this silent co-pilot and see how they work in the real world. So there are really three core tools that make this whole system hum: a context-aware smart VPN, an inbound trust scanner, and something called action guardrails. And each one is designed to be smart and, you guessed it, not intrusive. First up, the smart VPN. Oh man, we've all been there, right? You turn on your clunky old VPN and your entire internet connection just grinds to a halt. This is so different. The smart VPN is, well, it's smart. It understands context, it knows when you're doing something that needs that extra layer of protection, like logging into a bank portal, and it just activates itself automatically. The rest of the time, it stays completely out of your way. Next up, the inbound trust scanner. Now, this is a perfect example of that signals, not content idea in action. It's like having a fraud detective who can spot a forged signature on a check without ever reading the memo line. It scans the structure of an email or an invoice for red flags, things like a spoofed domain name or a sneaky attempt to redirect a payment. But it never, ever reads the actual body of your message.
And finally, we have action guardrails. Now, instead of just blocking you or throwing up a big red no, this tool gives you a gentle nudge. It might pop up with a soft warning that says something like, hey, just so you know, this payment is going to a brand new vendor. Are you sure you want to proceed? It gives you the critical information you need to make a smart decision, and then, boom, it puts you right back in the driver's seat. You're always in control.
And you know, to really build on that idea of trust, it's just as important to be crystal clear about what Shield AI is not. It is not here to replace your firewall. It is absolutely, positively not an employee monitoring system. It's not a law enforcement tool. And look, it's not some magic wand that guarantees you'll never face fraud. It's an intelligent layer designed to support your judgment, not replace it.
So, when you put all these pieces together, what do you get? What's the end result? Well, it's about trading in that chaotic, fragmented world of security for something much, much calmer. Something structured, and something you can actually control.
Really? Here's the bottom line. Shield AI takes all those scattered security controls and tedious manual checklists, and it brings them together into one single, living, breathing governance system that just works quietly for you in the background.
And that's the whole point. This isn't about adding yet another complex piece of technology to your already full plate. No, this is about removing complexity. It's about giving you back clarity and control so you can finally focus on what really matters, your actual work.
I want to leave you with this one final thought because I think it just perfectly wraps up everything we've been talking about. Protection should be present, not oppressive. Reduce anxiety, not increase it. Support work, not interrupt it. In a world that just keeps getting noisier, that's a pretty powerful and calming idea to hold on to.